was killed on November 22nd, 1963. One of the biggest movies that documents JFK's assassination conveniently is funded by an Israeli spy. Now, I'm highly skeptical, chat, that we're going to get everything from this woman.
All right, one last question, then we're going to wrap it up. News Nation, let's go.
Can you ask about your relationship with whistleblowers? Is it going to be the normal process that oversight typically does, or would this be, or are you going to create a separate avenue for the task force?
I mean, we're all about the normal process, but look, if you have information and it's credible, we've always approached it in that I'd like to be the person that does the interviews for it, mainly because, especially with stuff like this, we want to make sure that there's, you know, not bad actors that are pushing false information to create a narrative that's simply not there. And so, you know, every whistleblower that does come forward, as of right now, there's people that have been publicly out there, for example, on the JFK stuff, that were actually present in the room at the operating room where he was actually brought to right after the shooting. So we hope to bring those people in to testify. And again, these hearings will be open to the public. I am also expanding this to the entire conference. So if someone's going to take this seriously and look at it through an investigative lens and get answers for the American people, they are welcome to ask questions of the witnesses, and you guys will all receive notice of that.
And we'll work with anyone who currently works for the federal government that wants to declare whistleblower status and receive whistleblower protection, if that's what they're interested in doing. And I don't think they're going to face the type of retaliation that the previous administration gave whistleblowers, particularly the IRS whistleblowers that blew the whistle on the cover-up of the Biden family.
And I'd also like to close with this. If you are an independent investigator, we are being told that the FBI has now located thousands of pages of documents.
About 2,500 pages, guys, they found on the JFK files
That they lost before, specifically relating to JFK. We are going to get through as much as we can. We have a great team of attorneys. We have a great team of investigators looking into this, but it doesn't mean that we won't accept help from the public. And so we will be setting up a place for collection for people to present information. But again, this is about transparency.
Oh, shit. Corey Hughes should do that, chat. Holy. For some of you guys that are unaware, I did a whole broadcast on JFK. I'm like, at this point, guys, I'm like a pseudo JFK expert. Not expert like Corey Hughes, of course, or Ryan Dawson or these guys. But I would say I know more about JFK than 99% of the U.S. population. I've talked about it before. I'll say it again. The main reason the JFK files are not declassified to this day is because of the heavy involvement. Okay? Because if they declassify everything, what it's going to show is that the U.S. government, the Italian mafia, and the government work together to assassinate a former president of the United States. And the other reason why I think that they don't want to declassify, or why they've waited so long, is because they've ran with the Oswald lie, solo shooter lie, for fucking decades. The magic bullet theory, all that shit, remember that? For years, they ran with that. So, for them to come back, declassify everything, and show you guys that there were multiple shooters, Israel has fingerprints all over it, and then most importantly, it'll confirm, this is a big one here, it will confirm that Israel does in fact have a nuclear weapons program. That is why they don't want to declassify it, guys. Because if you watch any JFK movie, you watch any mainstream documentary, etc., they always talk about the mafia angle. They always talk about the CIA angle. They always blame everything on Angleton and Dulles and all these other guys, Lyndon B. Johnson. But they never, ever talk about the angle with JFK. Never. And I think that's by design. This movie, guys, right here. Let me give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. So this movie right here, I would say is the most famous JFK movie, right? This 1991 film, JFK, right? The movie focuses on the prosecutor, right? And this is an Oliver Stone movie, by the way, where Jim Garrison, played by Kevin Costner, leads an investigation out of New Orleans, to figure out who killed Kennedy, right? Now, the movie, though entertaining, misses out some very important points. Okay? It talks about the CIA, a little bit about the mafia, completely leaves out the Israeli connection. Right? Then, when you look at who was involved in this movie, this is the cast, right? It was directed by Oliver Stone. Hold on. Yeah. Oliver Stone, right? This is the guy that did it. Right? But someone that had quite a bit of power. Bam. This guy right here. So the screenplay's early draft suggested a 4.5-hour film with a potential budget of $40 million, double what Stone had agreed to with Warner Brothers. The director knew film mogul Arnon Milchan and met with him to help finance the film. Okay? Milchan was eager to work on the project and launch his new company, Regency Enterprises. With a high-profile film like JFK, Milchan made a deal with Warner Brothers to put up the money for the film. Stone managed to pare down his initial revision, 190-page draft, to the 156-page shooting script. Who's Arnon Milchan? This guy right here? Arnon Milchan is an Israeli billionaire businessman. Oh, but wait, hold on. It gets better. He has been involved in over 130 full-length motion pictures and is the founder of production company Regency Enterprises. Regency's film credits include 12 Years a Slave, JFK, Heat, Fight Club, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Okay? So, oh, what does this say? Intelligence career. Speculation about Milchan's involvement in arms dealing and intelligence activities was sparked after the indictment in 1985 of Dr. Richard Kelly Smith, an aerospace executive and scientist who had made illegal shipments to Krytons, which could be used as nuclear weapon triggers through one of Milchan's companies. This remained largely in the category of rumor until biographers Mir Duran and Joseph Gillan wrote a controversial unauthorized biography of Milchan that was published in July 2011. The biography, Confidential, which is largely sympathetic to Milchan, revealed in detail how he involved himself in espionage, big-ticket arms dealing, and obtained sensitive technology materials for a nuclear weapons program. It's hiding in fucking plain sight, chat! It's hiding in plain sight! And then these motherfuckers have the nerve to come to me and say, Myron, conspiracy theorists, let's get this straight. Hold on. So, JFK was killed on November 22nd, 1963. The elements of his death and the background of it has been ambiguous at best. Okay? You got some guy named Oswald, who was the supposed shooter, who said, I'm a patsy, right before he was killed by a guy named Jacob Rubenstein. And when you look at everyone that was involved in getting Kennedy over to Dallas, Texas, on that fateful day, the Texas Citizens Council, who was it run by? Them boys. The person that suggested that Oswald be perp-walked out in public against the advice of the FBI, guess who that was? A guy named Sam Bloom. What was he? That allowed Jacob Rubenstein to walk right up to him and bam, kills Oswald right there. They couldn't afford to have him be able to go to trial and tell his side of the story. He needed to be dead. Okay? The plan was never to perp walk him like that, but it was made as a very strong suggestion to the Dallas Police Department by a guy named Sam Bloom. This is all facts, right? Then, you fast forward to the 90s, Oliver Stone wants to do this movie on JFK, right? He needs funding. Who funds it? A billionaire Israeli businessman that works for intelligence. One of the biggest movies that documents JFK's assassination conveniently is funded by a spy. And not only is it funded by a spy, there is no mention, no connection whatsoever to the fingerprints that were all over JFK's death. So when I sit here and I say every single time, and people look at me like I'm crazy, the information's right there, chat. This is Wikipedia. They have zero incentive to be honest about this shit. And here's the thing. When you start connecting dots, you become dangerous. So yes, guys, the most popular JFK film in American culture was funded by a fucking spy. Always follow the money. When you follow the money, it's going to lead you back to the individuals that are really running shit. The money always gets you the truth, chat. I guarantee you maybe 1% of Americans even know this shit. That this guy, everyone knows Oliver Stone, everyone knows this movie, but no one knows who funded it. Incredible. And then they get mad at me for being skeptical when I say, wait, hold on. The JFK documents are going to be declassified by a Zionist? What? Do you guys see why now I'm skeptical that they appointed Paulina to do this? Anna Paulina Luna, right? Whose real last name? Her real last name is Mayor Hoffer, chat. And her father? All I'm doing is reporting the facts, man. And then I get dickheads like this retard from X saying that I'm a, conspiracy theorist or some shit like that. Here you go. There's my proof. Always follow the money, and it will lead you to where you need to be. And then it gets better. She's also responsible of declassifying the 9/11 stuff in the Epstein files. 9/11? What? Her? If you guys are familiar with my content, you guys know I did like a whole 4 or 5 part series on 9/11. And we covered all the connections to that. Bottom line, 9/11 was a conspiracy between the United States deep state, the neocons, and Al-Qaeda. That's who was involved. And Saudi Arabia. These 4 components were instrumental in the 9/11 attacks. The U.S. was involved, Saudi Arabia was involved, and Al-Qaeda was involved. Al-Qaeda conducted the attack, knew it was going to happen and was watching them the whole time using moving companies. The United States knew it was going to happen because the CIA had warned the Bush administration on 4 to 5 separate occasions that an attack was imminent, but they let it happen anyway. So for once, you can't blame the CIA. And Saudi Arabia facilitated the money movement of some of the individuals that were responsible for housing and supporting these terrorists. And I cover this in detail on Rumble. Go ahead and feel free to watch my 9/11 series where I go over this with Ryan Dawson in excruciating detail. I haven't even talked to you guys about the Zionist intelligence ring out of Tennessee that was involved in this situation. I didn't talk about the students. I didn't talk about the. So we'll see, man, if she really declassifies everything. I would be shocked.
Transparency. The government works for us. There have been people, I think, in power for too long that try to silo us and keep us in the dark, but that stops today. You're seeing that same message come out of the White House, out of the CIA, the FBI, and every other agency in between. So we are very happy to have the support of all of those individuals, happy to have the support of Chairman Comer and Speaker Johnson. And if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Oversight.
So she's running the task force responsible for getting all this stuff declassified. We'll see what happens, guys. Last thing I'll do before we move on to this topic to let you know how brazen these motherfuckers are. Right? They literally say it to our face. Look at this shit, bro.
Justin Timberlake, Vince Vaughn, Brad Pitt and Angelina
There he is. This is Arnett Milchan.
Jolie, just a few of the stars Hollywood producer Arnon Milchan has rubbed shoulders with. But it's his story that should be made into a movie. The born businessman behind hits like 12 Years a Slave,
I have a business proposition for you.
Pretty Woman,
Come on, hit me before I lose my nerve.
and Fight Club, says he spent years as a secret agent and arms dealer. In a stunning interview that aired Monday on an Israeli investigative program, Milchan detailed how he was recruited in the 1960s to Israel's Bureau of Scientific Relations, where he helped gather technology to further Israel's still unacknowledged nuclear program, saying, quote, "I did it for my country and I'm proud of it."
Bro. How much more proof do we fucking need? An Israeli spy funded the most popular movie of a former U.S. president. And there was zero links to Israel in that movie. I wonder why. Holy shit. But then people try to write me off as a crazy conspiracy theorist. What the fuck, man? It doesn't get any more crazy than that. Can you guys see why now I'm so skeptical when they said that they're gonna fucking declassify the JFK files? If I don't see the Israeli connection in these declassified documents, it is all cap. It is all cap. Dude went on Israeli television and admitted that he's a spy, and he did it for his country.
Milchan moved to Hollywood in the 1970s, but he suggested his efforts on behalf of the Israeli government didn't.
Can someone please clip this? We need to push this all over the fucking place. Someone clip this, please, and let's spread this shit on social media. 99% of Americans don't know this. They don't know this. That the biggest JFK film in American history by Oliver Stone was funded by an Israeli spy.
End completely. Milchan indicated other big Hollywood players were also involved, saying, quote, "When I came to Hollywood, I detached myself completely from my physical activities to dedicate myself to what I really wanted, filmmaking. But sometimes it gets mixed up." The 68-year-old Milchan owns New Regency Films and has...
Translation, I oversaw Hollywood to ensure that Israeli interests were always protected in the fucking media. That's what he was really there for. Oh, you're about to make a movie talking about our nuclear program? Nah, bro, chill, man. I think you should go ahead and do this script instead. Like, come on, man. He was there as a spy to oversee all American media production and to ensure nothing ever hit the theaters that would expose Israel. Guys, this is bombshell evidence. Bombshell shit. Look, I would never self-delete. So if y'all see me go, gone in the next couple of weeks or whatever, this is, I would never self-delete, chat. All right? I would never off myself, chat. Because now I'm not even kidding around. Now we're getting into some serious shit here with this stuff.